since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
There is no escape!
Boba, get them!
My, come a little.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here waving that well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything, right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets the anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
I will protect you. Kazuha is.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, if it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't—
Oh, so you—
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him Is it really as big a deal? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes— He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Just a little while ago, this would have been— Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the—
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to—
Oh? It's you.
Greetings.
We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. We invited Mr. Kaedehara here to extend a gesture of your hard work has secured for us the agreeable The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to you regarding the history of the Kaedehara clan. I trust that you're already... In short, there was once a group of select... But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to... We later learned that considering Mr. Kai... In the interest of preventing further harassment...
This is a true honor. However, would I be...
I can assure you, with the Kaedehara clans, you will be able to lead a safe...
I have grown accustomed, yet my ancestors...
I sense some hesitation. Should you accept this offer?
Malicious rumor?
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is some... Also, I would...
What?
That is correct.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this
is precisely why I encourage...
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about...
Why would such a dangerous individual... No. This puzzles... My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade Over time, these techniques came to form... Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the...
All the more reason to watch your back!
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send...
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. We'd like to... Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town. So, to be honest with you, some of them were offering us millions of mora just to...
Millions? Of more?
Please, accept my thanks for looking...
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as... The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, if anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were... I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be... It would cause me great grief to see someone become critical for the poor victim. This would be a...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty...
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to get... Oh, actually, there was one... Let me tell you about it, Justin.
Sure. During times like this, the more...
All right then. Recently, one of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a...
Amenoma! Now there's a...
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Toga, two grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also...
Understood. Though it seems...
Sure! Can't hurt!
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start...
Sounds good. All...
Ah,
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the...
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own but let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today, we hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word, but I've done what I...
We heard that there...
Yes. On the morning that I believe he went to collect the item. Yes. Strange, isn't it? If I had to guess, he's never been He is
Truth be told, based on the evidence we have...
What? He is humble and... Yes. But I also cannot... Anyway...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two met. Let's pay a visit to the...
Okay.
I'm very sorry. My husband has gone...
No.
I'm sorry you have...
I'm afraid we don't have any new with this in mind.
He'd always get so everything was fine.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them. I'm happy he had... On the last day that
Whoa!
and that led.
Actually, it didn't. You must After I said those, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon.
At first, I assumed, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so... I don't know. Perhaps he's too afraid. As long as he's
Please don't get upset. If collecting things, but the information we get...
A little confused.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured.
Thank you.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the fire at the warehouse likely played a part. Do you have any?
Well? Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Oh,
That is the most likely conclusion based on... However, in this case, if this is indeed one fact that Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, the more Right. Ame no Mayuya.
darn!
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs.
Okay.
Let's head out of the city. Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds as sketchy as that whole thing seems.
Now I'm picking up a strong...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. But I can still sense it felt very much like that ain't... Indeed. We should remain vigilant.
So it's an
The force is definite. The source of the... Judging from the concentration...
Mrs. Nagato.
It could well be that he was already under the... From what I've been told, but most will... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of...
So what should we do next?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. But...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't... It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing...
That was too scary! Paimon was...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split at the main source of the Tatarigami.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
There is no escape!
this red
By the looks of it, a letter. Well, let's... According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
So,
He was not only mortally wounded, whatever traces there may have been of his fate Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya...
right. So let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, for a practitioner of all the clues that at first... I have a hypothesis.
Wait. You...
I believe so. On with the search.
Why here?
I'm not sure, but on Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against...
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ameno... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa! Surely you don't...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting, or rather, as a means to occupy, Amenoma Yuya.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy as a descendant of the Kaedehara.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious? And
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had. After the death of my creator, I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of Ishin.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my... When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me...
you're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time. At long last, I'm approaching... Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can... Now, give your body over to me!
This may hurt a little.
Me! Join me and sever that divine light!
I must leave no stone at the frying pan, into the butt!
That hurts!
Join me and sever that divine
Inazuma
light!
shines eternal!
Rewrite history! Do not stand in my way. or I will
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who... He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure by any means necessary, and any medium available. I shall return and
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost... If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time that's passed...
Oh, that's right. Paimon...
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his
And what...
Well, that brings me to my second point. That you were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your but the way I see it...
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherited this. How could you possibly
Silence! I must achieve my... I will concede that you...
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not... It is pointless to argue for...
How stubbornly you I do not believe for a second.
What?
Very well. Then find your... Once we have dealt with them...
And as for your end of the bar...
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenome Yuya. If the cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, the power of the Tatarigami lies...
But
even if we have a chance here to save an innocent victim...
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now...
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next? Have you got a...
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't let...
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret...
all right.
What about Amin...
The blade says he'll let Amenome Yuya trick...
Are we sure this is a... Okay, fine.
Leave everything on this journey to me. Wind strike! Wind strike!
Let's get down to business.
As one with wind and cloud!
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not...
Something else on your...
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, let's keep going. Time to go. Time to go.
It's your lucky day. See no more. Blade.
Fine.
See no
Clouds
more.
high. The birds call.
Finally, the fairy. Let's get down to business.
That hurts. As one with wind and cloud. Wind strider.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps...
But what would that do to Amon?
I will be careful with it. He also says he's still trying to achieve his... Wind strider! Clouds high. The birds call.
You win this.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the...
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece...
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is... I've finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you.
Huh? What's that supposed to
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can...
Don't worry. I'll use... It's just more of the same.
Let's get down to business.
Wind strike!
The fairy.
Time to go. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Cut down.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, You have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power: skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania, and though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my...
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. My life. How could I possibly... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith lay quietly on a newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow. That was the
Indeed. He spent the rest of his life in the forge. He felt intense regret, so he instructed this all he wanted to show was that they want...
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intent...
Right. This blade has Yes. Time would not wait or stop because... He seems to have calmed down, though.
When I look back at the past, I can remember I once told him that I would pay any price, but darkness and slump. Not only did I fail
You are finally seeing reality.
since we agreed to the term, but I still cannot. So,
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
it has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was... Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, if a duel can help to set, I do not wish to be a mere victim.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Club. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Clouds high, the birds call. Wind strider. Time to go. Wind strider. As one with wind and cloud.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the There are a few things that I shall leave.
I must apologize to you for all.
You need not seek my forgiveness. No, it is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you. Success.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
it's Yuya!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided...
But... Guess there's nothing we can...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep speaking for myself. I'd rather see him. I understand. Hearing his wish to rival your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits
Oh,
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
wait! Shouldn't we also...
Oh, you're right. We need... And it's also time to give him a...
You've returned. I hear that the Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into
Wow, you sure kept...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nation.
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family. Were I to accept your goodwill...
You misunderstand.
I am aware.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.